It's not often I take a day off work, but when I do, it decides to rain. And it's apparently, according to the weather service, supposed to get quite a bit heavier later on today. So that means I don't get to do what I was planning on doing, which is replace the rear window seal. If you know anything about these trucks, you know the back window is sealed in there with something called butyl rubber. We call it Gorilla Snot, which is what it sounds. I mean, it's not literally. It's like pine tar, but made out of petroleum, and it never has a final hard form. It's not like rubber where you mold it and it stays how it's molded. It's always like a semi-liquid tar kind of thing. And so as the sun bakes the back window, it starts to kind of sag, and over time you end up with really nothing sealing the back window. I've got the Gorilla Snot. I'm ready to do the job, but I don't want to have the back window open when it starts really coming down later on today. So we'll do that another time, but I do have some other stuff I get to work on. I got replacement struts for the back tonneau cover. Ironically, I got some window wipers, so we'll stick those on. We might as well. I got a couple other things I can get done, so that's still going to be all right. Because this is a base model truck, you can see that it's got crank windows, and over on this side here, the crank is missing. These are real cheap to buy, so that's no problem. However, there's a screw broken off right in the middle there. So even though I could stick this on, it wouldn't stay put, it wouldn't be nice and tight until I drill that out and put a new screw in. Someone pointed out in the comments previously that they think that this tint is just giving off some sort of like sealant or whatever. I think that maybe somebody had put a second layer of tint on here, and this is the adhesive left over from the second tint layer. That means I do have to fix it. Well, at least it's not an empty hole. I can fix that later. What is it with this? This is the second car in a row that I bought for $500 where there was goofy stuff just going on there, so I gotta fix this now. This still has 1/2 of its tab, so I'll probably not necessarily replace this connector just yet, but we'll see what the wires look like if they did something incredibly stupid there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It does take a specialized tool to aim those lights, but I own that tool, so I can do it. Good news and bad news. The good news is it's not falling down right now. Bad news is it's probably going to start up again, and that means that I can't really get started taking the back glass out. I'm not sure I'm going to get it done in time before water falls out of the sky again. So I'm going to see if I can muscle this thing into the garage. I've made space for it. I know it fits there lengthways. I won't be able to open the doors real wide, but I don't think I need to. So the real question is, am I man enough? Because I don't really have anyone else who can help out right now. Far enough. Once it got rolling, it wasn't too bad, but there's a little bit of a grade for drainage, and I wasn't sure I could push it up that, but thankfully a bit of muscle made it work. The plastic surround thing around the rear window is cracked up at the top by the third brake light, and as far as I know, nobody makes a aftermarket reproduction of that part just yet, and they may never. They are real expensive when you get one used or on the used market. I'm gonna see if I can find one at a wrecking yard locally that's complete and just pull it that way. Taking this apart is gonna be practice for that, so I know what tools to bring with me to the junkyard, because it's not just an unbolt thing. You gotta kind of take some stuff apart. But I do want to fix that. I don't want to put it back together again the way it is. It's not where the leak is. The leak is on that seal around the window glass itself, but I still don't want to have broken parts on there. What do we think here? You got one? Yeah. See, I don't want that shit. It's a nice topper though. I don't need it. I already have a topper. That's a nice one. This interior is in pretty nice shape. I don't have time today to pull it, and it's kind of brownish. I'm not sure how brown I feel like, but even this, like, this is not ripped. It's not ripped here. So I don't know, I might consider coming back for that later. See, mine doesn't have these things. I wonder if these things can be added, or if you need like the whole door. Well, that's a no-go on that one. What do we have here? This one might be a contender. Well, I gotta kind of hurry on this one because the other door won't open. I can't open it from the outside or the inside. This is a 3-door truck, so this doesn't open on this side. And I got like 40 minutes. So I'm not gonna record any more of this until I'm home free, because I gotta hurry. There's a lot of black ice. This guy is black iced out. It's hard to hold my phone up to get this. I don't want to crack it, obviously, but yeah, she's coming loose. There we go. Just gotta get that third brake light out. It's mine. I don't actually want the third brake light or need it, and of course they'd be obliged to charge me for it, so that's coming out of here. By the way, that's how much rust we have on a typical vehicle. This looks like about a, I don't know, what is this, like a 2002-ish Explorer, I guess. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring stuff to clean my hands with, but that was $7.44. I kind of doubled up the top like 2/3 of this with the butyl rope, because I kind of figured, even though Ford didn't do that originally, there's not really any such thing as too much sealing, and if there's any extra that squishes out, that's what razor knives are for, so I can just get any excess out of there. I'm not trying to preserve this or spend the very least amount. I've already spent the money on the butyl, and I'm not going to keep the excess. It doesn't really spoil. It's just like, what am I going to do with extra sticky stuff that I have to remember that I have somewhere? You know, the rest I'm going to see if I can find anywhere else in here that happens to need it while I'm working on this initial get the truck running part of the program, and then anything I have left over, it's going to go in the bin. It's those little tips you sometimes pick up when you watch someone else do work that they didn't know they were teaching you and you didn't know you were watching to get. And I probably should have mentioned, if you'll notice, I don't have all that black stuff on my fingers anymore, and I did a minute ago. Lotion. If you have bad oil on your hands or on your skin and you put good oil on it, often the good oil will displace the bad oil. And I know that's a very simplistic way of saying it, but it really is that simple. Obviously, this is not medical advice, whatever, but like if you get gasoline on your fingers or acetone or anything really that's an oil you don't want on your fingers, put an oil you do want on your fingers, you know, rub it in real good, maybe take a paper towel. Like this stuff here didn't just come off from rubbing, but a paper towel just brushed it right off after it was soaked in lotion. So, and I mean, lotion's made for your skin. Again, not medical advice, just it works. So I got the sticky on there. I got the sticky off my fingers. Bezel goes on, this goes on, and then we're done with this. No drama. So after that, I get to put the seat back in place and we'll get to work on more fun stuff. brand new day, and I am a little filthy because I was out pulling weeds all morning. But I got that thing all in. It's painted. It looks pretty nice. You will notice that the light is kind of loose. I managed to lose one of the screws for it. So, and they're like a long screw. I just don't have a spare like it. So next time I get to the junkyard, I'll just get an extra screw off one of the lights out there. They probably won't charge me for it, but I'm the kind of dude where I'll be like, hey, and I'll be buying something else at the same time. So that'll be easy, I think. Anyways, it's in there pretty nice, I think. The next thing that I'm gonna be doing is under the hood. If you remember from last time, the motor runs just not real well. And so I put a post up on my community page asking if I should do nothing because the motor's coming out anyways and it might be a waste. If I should just do an oil change and see if that makes any difference at all. If I should put in some wishful thinking juice like Motor Honey or Restore or whatever, or if I should dump it full of mayonnaise. And I'm really glad mayonnaise didn't win because I wasn't actually looking forward to doing that. But I'm going to get started this afternoon on the thing that did win, which was to try some Restore in it. I'm going to do an oil change first. We'll find out what that does, if anything. Then we'll do the Restore. This is going to be more about this engine because there's already a million videos on, oh, I dumped this juice in my car. I'm not about that. We'll talk about that in the next video, though. I'm going to go inside and get this thing edited and post it up. See you next time.